I'll call the meeting to order. Mr. Davidson, would you lead us in the pledge? Good evening. We're going to begin with the information items. We're going to do it a little bit different tonight than we normally do. I'm going to read all of the information items, and then I'm going to turn it over to Coach Jeffers, and we will start with information item 2.1, recognition of the 2026 State Elementary Fitness Meet Champions. Item 2.2, recognition of David Thibodeau STEM Magnet Academy Middle School Boys and Girls Soccer and Karen Grove Middle Co-ed Soccer Team. 2.3, recognition of Middle School Track, Edgar Martin Middle Girls Track and LJ Alamo Boys Track. 2.4, recognition of Anthony Paternostro from Acadiana High for receiving the Meritorious Service Award. Recognition, 2.5, recognition of all acknowledgements and state champions. And while we're on that, I'm just going to mention how proud I am of anybody in our parish that wins the state championship. I've been involved in high school athletics since I was 15 years old, playing, coaching, and an administrator. And in the state of Louisiana, it is very, very hard to win a state championship. A lot of great athletes, a lot of great teams. So I know if you won a state championship, congratulations. I know you put a whole lot of effort, hard work. The coaches did a great job, so guys, congratulations for winning that state championship. Item 2.6, Northside High Athletics. Board members, we're going to go down in the bottom to take pictures, and I'm going to turn it over to Coach Jeffers, who will do the recognition.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. This evening, we're going to begin our recognitions with 2.1, recognition of the 2026 State Elementary Fitness Meet Champions. Each school year, the LPSS Fitness Meet is held with all of our elementary schools represented by its own fitness team. These individuals compete in 7 events: sit and reach, standing long jump, curl-ups, pull-ups, shuttle run, 50-yard dash, and a 600-yard run. From this event, we select a group of boys and girls to take part in the state fitness meet held in Alexandria. Our team scored the highest total points across these events, outpacing 21 other participating parishes from across the state. We proudly recognize our state champions: Aubrey Porter, Marshall Beal, Tiana Franks, Green T. Linden, Janaya Abraham, Charles Burke, Brennan Poulard, Marshall Beal, Amir Al-Saeed, Charles Burke, Jace Babbitt, J. Wallace James. I'd be remiss if I did not thank our PE teachers who put in extra time to give these kids the opportunity to compete at the highest level. Ryan Mouton, Jason Hadley with Charles Burke, Donald Denias, and Kayla Weiss with Marshall Bio, Kim Morvant, Nicole Dupuy, Green T. Linden, Brian Oral, Amy Cother, Pam Brzezinski, J. Wallace James. Congratulations. Parents, if you guys want to get in position to get some pics too, I know y'all want some good social media snaps, so as they come up, get in the aisle, snap some pic, and then we'll vacate this way, guys. Thank y'all so much. I would like to add that I believe this is 2 out of the last 3 years, right, Coach, that we won the state championship, so we need to start hosting in Lafayette. Congratulations. Side note, parents, as your student athlete vacates the boardroom, if you would like to meet them out in the lobby, feel free to do so as well. Our next recognition is item 2.2, recognition of David Thibodeau STEM Magnet Academy Middle Boys and Girls Soccer Teams. David Thibodeau Girls Soccer was first. Coach Olivia Solely credits this historical season with David Thibodeau winning his first soccer parent championship in school history. The group went undefeated en route to capturing the championship. reflecting the hard work and dedication of both players and coaches. Their stifling defense led them to outscoring their opponents 27 goals to 4 goals for the season, and this season has officially set a new standard for their program. Congratulations. Moving right along, our next soccer champion at the middle school level, David Thibodeau again with the boys. This group was led by Coach Derek Menard and a seasoned group of 8th graders. David Thibodeau boys soccer team went undefeated en route to capturing the boys soccer parish championship. 6 6th graders and 2 7th graders returned with a strong foundation to build upon for next season. Coach Bernard credits their success to their improvement and experience over time, sticking together as a team when they encountered adversity, and their determination to succeed. Congratulations, David Thibodeau, boys. Was not able to attend, but they were our co-ed champions for middle school soccer, Cairnsborough Middle School. Item 2.3, recognition of middle school track. Edgar Martin Middle Girls Track, and it's going to be LJ Alamo Boys. We'll start with Edgar Martin Middle School Girls Track and Field. The Lady Rams demonstrated tremendous commitment, heart, and determination throughout the entire season. These young ladies competed with pride, supported one another like family, and represented Edgar Martin Middle School with class on and off the track. Coach Amos Batiste says this was truly a special group of young ladies whose teamwork, dedication, and love for each other played a major role in winning the Lafayette Parish Track and Field Parish Championship. Congratulations. Very impressive that they won the parish championship with 2 girls. Just joking, we had another function that the rest of the team is attending. LJ Alamo Boys Track and Field. With only 2 athletes returning from last year's 2025 Parish Championship team, LJ Alamo was able to again capture the Parish Championship in 2026, going back-to-back with regard to parish titles. The team finished first place not only at the parish meet, but in every meet they participated in this season. This is a testament to their focus, preparation, and character. They did a tremendous job representing the school. Coach Sean O'Hara thanks the parents and the entire school community who provided support throughout the season. Congratulations, LJ Alamo. All right, shifting gears a little bit. 2.4, recognition of Anthony Paternostro from Acadiana High for receiving Meritorious Service Award. On April 17, 2026, a life-threatening emergency unfolded when an unresponsive individual was pulled out of a swimming pool. With the individual not breathing and in cardiac arrest, Anthony sprang into action using skills he's learned in an emergency medical responder course taught by Acadiana High's Brent Boudreau. Anthony administered CPR effectively and in a timely manner, resulting in the survival of one of his classmates. By the time emergency responders arrived, the individual had regained the pulse, was breathing, and was able to speak. For his heroic actions, Anthony was awarded a Meritorious Service Award and offered a scholarship to the National EMS Academy for EMT class tuition. And the chills. All right. 2.5, moving right along, recognition of all state champions. We got some academic and some athletic state champions here we'll be honoring tonight. And we will start with speech. At this time, we would like to recognize those individuals who earned the title of state champion in their respective events at this year's Louisiana High School Speech League Tournament of Champions. From David Thibodeau, STEM Magnet Academy, Gavin Creighton, state champion in duo interpretation, oral interpretation, and program oral interpretation, recipient of the Morris Block Performing Arts Award. Janaea Howard, state champion in informative speaking, recipient of the Cliff Oakland Renaissance Award, and Israel Rodriguez, state champion in duo interpretation. Congratulations. From Lafayette High School, we have two state champions in declamation. We have Isha Garam Kugalala. I'm sorry, I know I messed that up, but I did try really hard. And we have Ileana Arias Boo, state champion in original oratory. Congratulations, ladies. Lafayette High. Up next, we have some state literary rally recognitions. We would like to recognize all first place winners at the state literary rally. These individuals finished first in their respective content areas. From David Thibodeau State Rally Team, Samantha Schmidt was first place in Biology 2, and Owen Giat was first place in Computer Science 1. ECA, we have anybody from ECA? Nope. ECA did have a first place. Elena Lee?
Right here.
Where's Elena Lee at?
She wants to take 2 pictures, Coach.
I'm sorry, I had you mixed up. All right, so Elena Lee was first place in sociology, and then I believe we have Daniel Smith, first place in business computer applications. Congratulations, Daniel and Elena. We have another state literary rally winner from Southside High School, Joyce Dong in Algebra 1. All right, up next, high school. As Ms. Lejeune said, it is the highest honor as an athlete, individual or team-wise, to be able to be named a state champion. The dedication, hard work, all the things that come into that, the focus, preparation. Without further ado, we'll begin acknowledging Acadiana High School Wrestling head coach Brandon Wheatley, and he's got some individual state champions. He's got junior Lillian Buto, first girls state wrestling champion for Acadiana High School, finishing the season for a record of 38-2. We have a senior, Ozias Gray. He's the first two-time state champion in wrestling for Acadiana High School. Is also an All-American who was undefeated in the state of Louisiana and had an overall record of 56-2. Quite impressive. Currently uncommitted, but looking to continue his wrestling career in the future. Senior Ian David was a state runner-up. Finished the season with an overall record of 54-12 and is currently committed to Midland University in Nebraska on a wrestling scholarship. Thank you. Next up, we have Lafayette High School girls wrestling. Congratulations to the LHS girls wrestling team. They were the 2026 LHSAA state champions. They were the overall team champion for the state wrestling meet. Coaches Lane and Stephen Edelman. We have some individual acknowledgments as well as overall team member acknowledgments. Riley Blanchard was the individual champion at 120 pounds. He finished the season with an overall record of 49-0. Haley Johnson Haley Johnson placed first in the 95-pound weight class at Adidas Nationals and was named an All-American. Quetzalcoatl Guerrero Tapia, individual champion at 126 pounds, also with a 49-0 record, also competing at Adidas Nationals, placing fourth, and is also an All-American. Other team members, we have Juana Balthazar, Ronnie Barreca, Eliana Schreiber, Amy Madrigal, Gabriela Parra, Aubrey Delerme, Shiloh LeBrun, Johanna Torres Sanchez, Mason DuPont, and Dejarie Williams. Congratulations, ladies. Lafayette High also had some champions in both indoor and outdoor track. They had their banquet tonight and were unable to be here, but I did tell Coach Boardroom I would acknowledge the 4x2 and 4x4 state championships for indoor track and field, and a 4x4 outdoor state championship. And that team is composed of Lyric Lewis, Kaylee Crump, Riley Sider, Shelby Bergen. Moving on to Southside High. Swimming. We had, I believe, 2 individual state champions. We have junior Andy Claymont, the state champion in the 50-meter freestyle and the 100-meter freestyle. Andy's a junior, again at Southside High, one of the most accomplished student athletes in our state. She has earned 5 individual state championships to date, all in swimming, 2 of which she earned during the school year. She continues to set a remarkable standard of excellence both in and out of the pool, currently holds multiple swimming records, including an outstanding time of 23.43 seconds in the 50 free and 50.9 in the 100 free. She's also a junior national swimming qualifier, All-American swimmer, 3-time Scholastic All-American, and is committed to Iowa State University to continue her swimming career competing in the Big 12 Conference. We have Hunter Fudge as well. He was a 2025 Division I state champion in the 500 free with a winning time of 4 minutes 37.10 seconds. Hunter has been both an all-district and all-league honoree and currently holds the Southwest Louisiana swimming league record in the 500 freestyle with a time of 4:42.31. And in addition, Hunter is an NCSA junior national qualifier and was the Louisiana senior state champion in the 1,000 freestyle. Congratulations, Andy and Hunter. Sticking with Southside, they had 2 powerlifting state champions this year, 2026 state champions, and those individuals are Danielle Doctor and Braden Oye. Congratulations. Powerlifting state champions, Danielle and Braden. Next, we'll recognize the Southside golf team, the girls golf team, 2026 LPSB state champions, and I love that they brought the trophy with them. Team members are Avery Lusk, Ryan Marcellison, and Caroline Inslee. Congratulations to the Southside girls golf team, 2026 LHSAA state golf champions. Coach is being bashful. Congratulations. From David Thibodeau, we have another 200-meter state champion in the sport of swimming, junior Dominic Paternostro. Dominic swam at nationals 2 years straight, a varsity and state meet qualifier since the 7th grade. Congratulations, Dominic. He's got another year to go, guys. We will switch gears to item 2.6, recognition of Northside High athletics. We'll lead off with Northside football. The individuals before you, these gentlemen, the coaching staff for Northside High School really did a tremendous job this year, pouring into those student athletes, creating some community and school excitement, and really mentoring and coaching up the young men that they had under their tutelage, en route to producing the first winning season that they had had in some 15 years, and winning a playoff game. They had a first round upset over LB Landry, and then moved on to play the 1 seed in the following round, advancing to regionals. So they're definitely on to something. They're building there, and thank you to these gentlemen for playing these kids there at Northside High School football program. Thanks, guys. Next up, we have the Northside High girls basketball team. The 2025-26 Northside Vikings girls basketball team are your district champions and advanced to the quarterfinal round of the LHSAA playoffs. First time doing that since 2018. Tremendous season, a big turnaround from the previous season. In addition, Coach Aaron Rogers, first year District Coach of the Year. To thank, in addition, Coach Richard, Coach John. If I'm not missing anybody, they did a tremendous job with this group of young ladies this year, and really competed at a high level. And I think they have the core of this team coming back. So we look for big things coming out of this program in the 26-27 season. Congratulations, ladies. Our last championship recognition for the evening. Northside boys basketball. The 2025-26 Northside High boys basketball team was the Division II Select State runner-up. Under first-year coach Troy Jones, they advanced to the championship game for the first time since 2012. Coach Troy Jones was named the LHSAA Class 4A State Coach of the Year. Equally as impressive, the Northside entered the playoffs as the number 12 seed and advanced to the finals, beating the number 5 and number 13 seeds. And I had the opportunity to watch these gentlemen compete in the quarterfinals and in the championship game as well. And they just did a tremendous job sticking together, playing as a team, competing, showing a lot of grit, a lot of discipline, a lot of heart. And we look for the same thing as we do with the girls program, with the nucleus of this team coming back. Hopefully next year we're here honoring you guys as the 2027 state champions. Congratulations on both of you guys. And that is it. We are up to 2.7, Mr. Vice President. I'm so sorry. We have one more. Getting ahead of myself. Northside track and field. We have the coaches here, coach. Congratulations. Northside boys track and field team was led by head coach Malcolm Glaze. They finished third in the Class 4A state championships, which was their highest finish since 2008. Their 4x2 relay team was second place. Jai Joseph, second place in the triple jump. Braden Prejean, third place in the 400 meters. And again, this is another one of those programs where we're looking to be recognizing you all for a state championship in 2027. Congratulations on a great season.
While we wait for everyone to sit, I just want to say how proud I am of the students and the fact that LPSS isn't just building scholars, we're building champions as well, especially at Lafayette High. Britt, especially at Lafayette High. But thank you to the parents and all the work you put in, those weekends, those nights, those mornings, getting those You know, kids still have to go to school. I say kids, these young adults still have to go to school. You make sure they do great. Also, if I can have a point of privilege, just inform, I usually don't know who's watching us online, but I got to give a shout out to one of my co-workers from Montreal. Liz decided she wanted to watch the school board meeting, see her co-worker in action. So this one goes to Liz watching us online.
We're good. Any other board comment? Okay, we get started with the consent agenda. If anybody wants to pull any.
2.7.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes, sir. All right, we got still one more information item, 2.7. We got the 2002 half-cent sales tax interest reserve payment to classroom teachers. According to Section 3 of the administrative plan, we are required to make an interest earnings distribution to all eligible employees. Attached is the May 2026 computation of the 2002 half-cent sales tax interest reserve payment. A payment of $648.87 will be made at the end of May in a separate direct deposit. Mr. Touche, you want to expand on that a little bit?
So board members, at this time, always in the year, we basically send out to all the 2002 recipients the interest checks that put up. And again, I'm just excited to be able to say that this is the highest year that we've had in the last 5 to 6 years as far as the teachers will be receiving. So again, that will be a check that will also be given to them at the end of May. It's going to be a separate check from their original check. And again, congratulations to all of those. And again, that just shows the economy and the things that are happening in Lafayette Parish is on the rise.
And before we go into the consent agenda, Superintendent Touchette, would you like to make any opening comments?
Yes, board members, I just want to make all of you aware of this. Today we started off graduation. ECA graduated today at 2. We have, on May 19th, we will have Como at 3 o'clock, Lafayette High at 6. On May 20th, we'll have Northside at 3 o'clock, Southside at 6. And on May 21st, Carencro at 1, David Thibodeau at 3:30, and Acadiana High School will end the night at 6 p.m. We have approximately about 1971 graduates. As of right now, it looks like we have kids working, trying to get to graduation. So again, I see that number actually increasing. The second thing I want to inform you all of is that the superintendent's annual golf tournament will be on Friday, June 5th at the Wetland. I want to make sure all of you realize that the last year's superintendent scholarship recipients, the grand total scholarships were $59,000. We are going to be awarding 44 different recipients scholarships based upon last year's tournament. Again, the other thing that I want to kind of just say is that board members, you all received from me and my team the exciting news about what is going on academically throughout Lafayette Parish. Yesterday, we put out, and I have something that is on the actual board that I would really like for you guys to take a look at, is that, again, when we talk about building schools or whatever, it all goes back to we have teachers in the classroom, we have people who are supporting teachers, we have leaders, we have different people that are really doing the job, which you see that's here. Again, when we talk about looking at what we're doing here in Lafayette Parish, but we're also looking at what we're doing statewide and also nationally. So I want to bring you to that last bullet, and it says that LPS ranked in the top 1/3 of U.S. districts for reading achievement and growth. This is not just here in Lafayette Parish or in the state of Louisiana. This is where we are making moves as far as the national level. And again, big congratulations to all of our teachers, all of the support personnel, all of the different people at central office that contribute and support these teachers. We could not have done it without the support that is going on. And again, the beneficial actor, the people who are benefiting from this is our students. That concludes my comments.
Mr. Lewis.
Yeah, I just want to congratulate the superintendent and any teachers and staff, paras, bus drivers, any staff at the schools on this achievement. And Louisiana was #1 in reading growth and number 2 in math growth in the nation. And we were in the top third. So Lafayette Parish is leading the way. So if you're a teacher or you're a former teacher or a superintendent, if y'all would stand up, I'd just like to clap for you and recognize you because I think that what you're doing is unparalleled. And thank you for everything you're doing. And also, I'd like to thank, obviously, our partners love our schools. The Pew Family Foundation, I can see Mr. Todd Mouton here. Thank you so much. We couldn't do this without you and your support. And the ACE program, just the way the kids are thriving and the growth that we're seeing there, we could not do this without you. So I want to let you know that you're an integral part of this, and we recognize the effort that the teachers put in, but also our community partners. So thank you so much.
Okay, now moving on to the consent agenda. Item 3.1, discussion and/or action concerning the approval of the amendment to the teacher incentive pay plan. 3.2, discussion and/or action to move the Junior Reserve Officers Training Corps Magnet Academy program to Acadiana High, that the board approved to move officer from Como High to Acadiana High for the 26-27 school year.
Hold that, please.
Item 3.3, discussion and/or action concerning policy file BC school board meetings. Item 3.4, discussion and/or action concerning addition of MAP Design Group, LLC, to the list of approved firms to be used by the Construction, Maintenance, and Facilities Department. Item 3.5, discussion and/or action to transfer funds for the purchase of buses. The Lafayette Parish School Board has an opportunity to purchase 6 buses that will be available at the beginning of the fiscal year 26-27 school year. Item 3.6, discussion and/or action for early obligation and release of funds for school bus purchases, 26-27 general fund, $860,000. The Lafayette Parish School Board has an opportunity to purchase 5 buses that would be available at the beginning of the fiscal year 26-27 school year. Item 3.7, discussion and/or action of the approval of redemption of limited tax revenues. Item 3.8, discussion and/or action to add a position within the insurance department for an insurance billing and collections facilitator. Item 3.9, discussion and/or action concerning resolution 05-026-2177 and adoption of millage rates for 2026. 3.10, discussion and/or action concerning the META budget actual revisions for fiscal year 25-26. 3.11, discussion and/or action concerning resolution 05-026-2178 Teacher Appreciation Week. Item 3.12, discussion and/or action concerning resolution 05-0256-2176 National School Nurses Day. Item 3.13, discussion and/or action concerning the amendment to surface and subsurface agreement by and among Lafayette Parish School Board, Acadia Parish School Board, and Anchor Oil and Gas LLC. Item 3.14, discussion and/or action concerning the purchase of property contiguous to LJ Alamo Middle. Item 3.15, discussion and/or action concerning the minutes of April 15th, 2026, April 16th, 2026, and May 4th, 2026. And item 3.16, that the board approve all action consent items with the exception of items pulled.
Mr. Vice President, I make a motion that we approve all items not pulled.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Latchley and a second by Mr. Bazeron. At this time, do we have any public comment? Ms. Reed, just please state your name and what item you are speaking on.
Yes, sir. Julia Reed, President, Lafayette Parish Association of Educators, speaking on item 3.1. I would just like to thank this item coming before the board, and I would also like to urge support for it, and I hope that you all will. As you can tell from the superintendent's comments, that the teachers in Lafayette Parish are very good, and they deserve to be paid. However, I would urge you to also consider in the upcoming year to expanding these stipends to more classes of teachers. Our core teachers do a wonderful job, but arts and electives also contribute to student success. There is research and data behind that students who are in arts and electives do better. And so we would like to urge you to expand stipends to those students. We all contribute. Also our counselors, our social workers, our our librarians, they all contribute to student success. And so we would urge you to consider expanding these. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Reed.
Jessica Wells, it's on 3.14, I believe. Can we look at it? Yes. How do we have the budget for so many things, new land, new buses, raises, but still we have nothing about repairing the HVAC at the Career Center, even though Louisiana code requires heaters for public buildings and anything above 80 degrees requires AC. How do we find money for all new things but cannot take care of what we have? For example, North Side being infested with roaches and mice, so much so that the roaches roam in packs during the day with movement and lights, and mice play like they are comfortable with humans. The health risks this presents to all students and educators can be lifelong. How do we have money for new things but not educators?
Ma'am, would you speak on for or against?
3.14 I'm against, and these are the reasons why not to have to approve 3.14. Those are the reasons why I'm against 3.14. Are the reasons I just stated above. But we have money for the land, that's why I'm saying other money could be used elsewhere.
Thank you, ma'am. Any other public comment?
Good evening, my name is Sarah Bennett. I reached out yesterday to all board members asking that agenda item 3.14 be pulled. I am against it. Only one board member responded stating that this will not be pulled because we routinely purchase property around our schools. This agenda item proposes the purchasing of property to expand campus green space, support students' wellness, outdoor learning, and overall campus enhancement. While I think we should be supporting this for all students, I think we should be supporting this for all students. That includes those students at the Career Center who have gone without AC and heat for, I'm honestly not even sure how long. That includes the students at Northside that are sitting and trying to learn in a building infested with mice and roaches. These conditions are not only problematic for their mental well-being, it poses serious health and safety concerns. Earlier this month, you turned down the settlement agreement. We later learned that part of the settlement agreement that you rejected was to repair the HVAC system at the Career Center. Students and staff at Northside have reached out regarding the conditions of Northside. This fell on deaf ears and is even the reason the head coach of the football team was terminated. Why are we routinely purchasing property adjacent to schools if we are unable to maintain the current facilities? At the April 16th board meeting, you presented the numbers as far as how much money has been poured into each district and each school. It was requested that you present this data with the future projects separated out, enrollment per district, and academic versus athletic costs. I didn't see it on the agenda, however, I trust that you have gathered that information, and I look forward to hearing it tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Any other public comment? Okay, we'll go to board comment. LeBeau?
I just wanted to say, as to 3.4 and 3.5, I had some, no, I'm sorry, 3.5 and 3.6. I did have some individuals reach out to me in my district to request whether or not this included sped buses, and it does, I believe. I think the number 6?
It's four.
Four sped buses. So I just want to make sure that they knew that it did include sped buses, and I'll follow up with them. And then I did have a question on 3.13. I'm assuming that that's the oil and gas lease. Is anybody here from Anchor?
No, not from April,
No.
but it's.
Okay, but are we going to be included in the unit when this well is drilled, or is this just so they can go
It has to
through?
go to the Office of Conservation or outside of the units. So
Okay.
we're gonna maintain this.
You can come up there, Mike.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Are they are seeking unitization?
For unitization, we're right outside the unit, but they want to maintain the surface use of our land in that area.
So we're not able to negotiate being part of the unit?
No, not where it fell. The units that the conservation office, it's right outside of where we need to fall.
Okay, so all we can get is the rental for the subsurface then? Yeah, okay. That was my question, is whether we get to be part of the unit. Okay, I appreciate it.
Any other board comment, Mr. Boardroom? Okay. Madam Secretary will call for the vote.
Ms. LeBeau?
Yes.
Mr. Lafley?
Yes.
Ms. Trahan?
Yes.
Mr. Hidalgo?
Yes.
Mr. Edmond?
Yes.
Mr. Bergeron?
Yes.
Mr. LeJeune?
Yes.
And Mr. Davidson?
Yes.
8 for, none against, motion carries.
Okay, we had two items that were pulled. We had item 3.2, Ms. LeBeau.
I'd like to make a motion that the board approve to move the JROTC or NJROTC program to Acadiana High for the 26-27 school year.
Second.
We have a motion by Ms. LeBeau and a second by Mr. Latchalane. Do we have any public comment? And again, please state your name and if you for or against.
Good evening. My name is Sarah Bennett, and I'm speaking against the relocation of the NJROTC program from Oviedo High School to Acadiana High School. At this point, it's not hard to see a pattern. Last year, this board attempted to close Como due to enrollment concerns. After the community fought to keep the school open, programs and opportunities continued being moved away from the campus. The Performing Arts and Visual Arts Academies were relocated, further lowering the enrollment at Como. Now we are here again discussing moving NJROTC, one of the few remaining programs that still attracts out-of-zone students to the school. The message being sent is clear. If the school is not closing this year, then decisions are being made to slowly weaken it until closure becomes easier to justify later. And the community notices. During the court proceedings surrounding the attempted closure of Como, the public learned that many concerns raised by community members were not paranoia or exaggeration. Testimony revealed serious concerns about transparency, predetermined decision-making, and the pressure staff members felt surrounding these discussions. Whether this board wants to acknowledge it or not, trust in district leadership has been damaged, and moves like this only deepen that distrust. Meanwhile, students and staff at schools like Southside High School and Lafayette High School have openly discussed the challenges that came with overcrowding. Como has the space and the capacity to help relieve some of those pressures. Yet instead of encouraging students to utilize this campus, opportunities continue being removed from them. And despite the claims that these decisions are about improving opportunities for students, the data does not support dismantling Como to expand the Career Center. The current Career Center location has more land available for expansion and is more centrally located for students across the parish. So the question becomes, if Como is not closing next year, why continue making decisions that drive enrollment down further? If the goal is truly to strengthen public education in Lafayette Parish and recover students from the charter schools, then overcrowding needs to be addressed, staff needs support, and students need more opportunities, not fewer. LPSS has not undergone a major rezoning since the opening of Southside High School during the 2017-2018 school year. Lafayette Parish has grown and changed over the past 8 years. Maybe The difficult conversation that needs to happen is not how to dismantle a successful school, but how to balance enrollment across the parish in a way that benefits all students. This community is tired of watching opportunities be taken away from a school that continues to fight to survive. The right decision tonight is to keep the NJROTC at Como, preserve opportunities for students, and stop weakening a school that continues to serve this community well. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Jessica Wells against NJROTC Magnet Academy relocation. Major and IT only supported it moving to Acadiana High School due to thinking Como would be closed. They have stated they prefer to stay at Como. They think this is the only option because LPSS, not them, applied to the transfer to the Acadiana High and did not revoke that application after April 15th vote. Of course, they have to say they supported the move, as again, there has been no attempts whatsoever by LPSS to revoke the transfer application since they rescinded the vote to close Como on April 15th. Again, another program that hosts over 100 students and millions of dollars invested in this building with construction completed in 2022 is being stripped away to skew enrollment numbers after parents did their part to fight. We can't blame parents for this. Acadiana High cannot even legally host the NJROTC per contract terms as they do not have the proper building space or facilities. Per major, it requires a rifle range and a standard drill deck, and Acadiana High does not have that, and it is required by the contract, and we will risk losing the program. We ask that you table this movement, allow LPSS to cancel the transfer to Acadiana High with the Navy, and allow the programs to live on at Como, and allow time for construction of proper facilities to ensure nothing risks losing this program. Other programs were lost due to teachers. We do not need to lose this one due to improper facilities. They only supported it because it was the only option you gave them by not having LPSS pull back their request to transfer to AHS to the Navy. So please be transparent with communication to the parents.
Thank you, ma'am. Any other public comment? No more public comment? Any board comment? Ms. LaLue?
Ms. Gardner, do you mind putting up the numbers for the NJROTC program right now at Como?
Yes, ma'am.
So just so everybody can understand, this is an academy at Como, and as an academy election, we only have, I believe, this year 12 students. The rest are just elective students. The students in the elective. That's not how the program is supposed to function. It is actually putting the program at risk. And when, again, you are correct, when the March 12th vote was taken, they put in the request to transfer. I've been communicating with Major Blackman and IT Young since that time, and they're, as they've expressed in this letter, and I can read it to you, they were willing to move the program to Acadiana. And in fact, now they have said that if we would cancel the transfer, that would put the program in jeopardy. And also, if enrollment numbers would be affected substantially, that could put the program in jeopardy. So I'll just read their words. But as you can see, there's 12 students that have chosen to go to Como for the academy. The rest of the numbers are only elective students. So it's not truly, how many? I'm sorry.
There are currently 105 students in the elective, but only 12 that have chosen to go into the academy. Yes, ma'am.
And I think the minimum for the program is 10% of the school or 100 students.
Yes, ma'am.
But technically, it should be academy students, not elective students.
Yes, they work to get the electives, just like you would do band or chorus. Yes, ma'am.
Correct. Okay, and then also, do you mind putting up the facilities? The rendering? The rendering, yes. Right when I came on the board, I think in 2019, Eric Knezik had two almost identical facilities built, one at Acadiana, one at Como. The rifle range and the pavilion were added later, in which if they are requirements of the program, we will move to do that as well, because if we, again, as I've been told, the transfer, revoking the transfer could put the program at issue. So the ROTC buildings are exactly the same age and substantially identical inside. So that the program facilities are the same age and they're the same size. So that's why we've selected Acadiana. They had the program, and they had actually, if you want to put back the slide before back up, they had substantially larger numbers when we had ROTC at Acadiana, who were in the academy program, but we had to close the program because we could not find anybody that was qualified to be an instructor. So that's the only reason that the Acadiana program had to close. But again, as you can see, as an academy, it actually met the requirement numbers up until the year before it closed. So I will just, and then to correct an earlier statement, it was about $600,000 to build each building. I have the numbers right here. But collectively together, they were about 1.1. So it wasn't millions of dollars put into just the building at Como. It was around half that. So just wanted to correct that. But I'm going to read the statement because IT Young and Major Blackman are in New Orleans. They're at a commissioning ceremony for one of their former students. They could not be here, but they did draft a letter. You can get a copy. That is, it was attached to the agenda. It's also up there. But they did state that on March 16th, the district formally requested permission from the Department of the Navy to relocate the NJ ROTC program to Acadiana High School. At that point, our school had voted to close Como High School during their meeting on March 12th. Our school board, I'm sorry. For the past 31 years, our NJ ROTC has been the hallmark in this community and district. This program has a very rich history of awards and certainly a shining light on and off campus. For the past 9 years, this program has been recognized with the status of Unit Achievement, Distinguished Unit, and Distinguished Unit with Academic Honors. This school year, we received a grade of outstanding on our area manager inspection and recently received Distinguished Unit with Academic Honors for 25-26 school year. We do not want to lose our momentum and respect within the NJROTC footprints. With all federal government program cuts, we do not want to jeopardize the possibility of this program being deactivated by the government. And to that point, he said, canceling the transfer may just do that because there's a waiting list. The Navy has a waiting list for NJROTC to be activated. This district had 3 JROTC programs in the parish, and now we are down to 1. On March 16, 2026, we fully support the program to be relocated to Acadiana High School, and we still fully support the program to be relocated to Acadiana High School. So I know this is obviously was started as a result of our March 12th vote, but now that the process is in place and in my conversations with them, and based on the prior success of a program at Acadiana, the ability for them to host the program with the same similar facility, I would just ask my board to respectfully vote to support the move, not because it is a, not because we want to hurt the program, but because we fear that not doing that may result in jeopardizing the program and its existence, period. And frankly, it's the last one in our parish, and I would hate to lose it. Thank you.
Yes, sir, Mr. Ledger.
In all honesty, I never planned on moving this, okay? Como stays open, I had no plans. Right here, IT1 Young stopped me and said, Mr. Lachlan, can you please help go ahead and move our program to Acadiana? Can you get us an activity bus? There is a shooting range at Como for now. So when they have to qualify, they can be bused to Como. The facilities are exactly the same. I was on the board that did that. In fact, we were out of compliance with the military for 20 years. These programs were in portable buildings. So when you're asked to do something, and he came to me, say, United States Navy, I think somebody made a comment on Facebook, United States Reserve only reserves, I'm going to speak to that, only reserves 4 trips to the Middle East in support of the defense of this country. Operation Southern Watch and Operation Iraqi Freedom. 2 Navy Achievement Medals, a muck and a nuck, overseas commendation. 2 Sailor of the Years, 2 Navy and Marine Corps meritorious service. Thank you. Only a reservist. How many people in this room have stood up for this country so you can have the right to say things like that? I have. And I support the Navy and I support the ROTC. He's an IT-1, I was an LS-1. We hold the same rank. Okay? That chapped me to no end. So if you're texting over there, you can text the lady that said it, because I doubt she ever stood up for this country or that flag. I did. So when IT-1 came to me, he came to me as a shitmate. And we called each other shitmate. You know, I know you're talking about me over there, but if y'all can spew it, I can spew it right back. Okay? A little respect, people, especially for those that serve this country. Okay? We were asked to move the ROTC. I had no plans of moving it. It stays at Como. Como stays open. That's cool. It's not going to survive. It's a good program. These kids are learning valuable lessons. They're learning discipline. They're learning a lot of things. So that's why I put my name on it. My name wouldn't be on it if IT-1 wouldn't have vaccinated. So the saying they don't want it to move is not true. I wish they were here to speak on it, but that's not true. And I'm going to support it. And I'm going to continue to have my little flag right there because I was just a reservist for 15 years.
Thank you, Mr. Latchley. Any other board comment? Mr. Edmund?
Ms. Gardner, you said there was 100 some odd kids in the program as elective.
There are 100, so just like you would take chorus or band, home ec, there are 105 total kids that take it as an elective class. There are 12 kids that are actually in the Magnet Academy program. They've applied to the lottery and they've been issued a spot there. Yes, sir.
So if the program would move to Acadiana Highlands, 105 kids that would have to go that way.
The opportunity would be given for the children in the ROTC elective to go to Acadiana High. Yes, sir. So the Magnet Academy children would be able to be grandfathered in automatically. They will follow the program. And the other children that would be in an elective, they would be offered, they were offered before Como was rescinded, the closure was rescinded, they were offered at that time to go.
Thank you.
Mr. Badger?
I'll speak on this. The Performing Arts Academy was brought up, and that was brought to my high school. And I'll tell you the reason, and I'm going to bring it up why I voted that way. We watched the numbers dwindle year after year, right? There was 450, give or take, students at Performing Arts Academy like it high. There was 120 when we decided to move it. And what really upset me, and I never spoke about this on public comment before because I don't feel like bringing up staff, and I'm not going to staff member's name, but there was an admin at Como who told me they'd rather have 100 kids in the program than 400. They did not want to grow that program, and that's a shame. Because that program was brought there, and opportunities were taken away from kids in order to grow Como, and it was not used that way. Now, I'm not going to name that individual. That individual knows who I'm talking about. They're listening right now. But that was never brought up before. Because I don't bring dirty business to the board pool like this, but like, that's one of the reasons why it chapped me. So, we're going to move, I'm voting to move this program tonight. I usually don't tell you how I'm going to vote. But I'm going to move it because the numbers speak for themselves. It's going to die, and we're not going to have another opportunity to bring back a program like that's going to take a whole lot of work. I'd rather us try anything we can to preserve it. So, thank you.
Mr. Dalvin?
We have this Como conversation is just when is this rubber band gonna pop? It's well known my position on this, but my big issue now is the misinformation, whether it's from our end, intentional on purpose, or whether it's from the public's end. We're here to serve the public, and I love it when folks say, you don't do what we tell you to do. Well, I got about 18,000 registered voter constituents in my district, so 5 or 10 people can't, you can't say that I'm not listening to my people if I'm only hearing from the loudest 5 or 10. Gosh, the letter's right here in front of me. To come and say you shouldn't move it, I don't want you to move it, we want it to remain there, this is what we want for our kids, absolutely. But you can't come speak for two gentlemen who literally wrote this letter and signed it. We gotta stop with the misinformation. It's getting frustrating to open up social media and just hear this one-sided viewpoint. I was on the board when we moved performing arts from Lafayette High. It was very unpopular. The Lafayette High people were not happy. The director then at the time, one of the teachers then at the time, was not happy. We built a facility, we moved it. Guys, how can we not see what happened to the program when it left Lafayette High and went to Como? So then we tried to move it back. The same teacher who was up in arms about moving it was up in arms about moving it back. It's just, these are uncomfortable things. And to come up here and talk about rezoning, I've never run from this topic. You try to rezone back to Como, we are going to hurt ourselves. We're going to hurt our district. We're going to see the droves of people moving out of our district way larger than we see today. Rezoning is not the answer. And so we leave the programs there. They're continuing to decline in enrollment. And we are supposed to rely on emotion, not logic, decisions about these things. I don't want to see what's happening happen, but it's happening. And I'll tell you, 12 students in the entire district applied and got into this program. I mean, come on, guys. It's getting, at this point, embarrassing that we're even arguing about this. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but common sense has to prevail at certain times. And it doesn't always prevail on this board floor. Let's be clear. But when it's right in front of you, how can you argue it?
Ms. Strahan?
So I'd like some clarity on just a few points. So the 105 students that would be grandfathered in to attend Acadiana High, that would then further reduce the enrollment number that's currently at Como, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that would currently reduce the current.
So I think.
But it's optional.
Yeah, but first of all, the 12 students that we have here, when the program, if you move it, those kids go. The other students that were a part of the
93.
electives will have to go through, if they want to follow, a hardship to get there.
And so, thanks for that clarity. So the 12 students that are currently there, that if the program were to move, they would have to move to Acadiana High. How would that then, if they don't want to move to Acadiana High, how would that then impact the time that they have spent in the JROTC program? Would it just be for naught? I mean, like what exactly, how would they be impacted? Would that be a positive impact or would that be a negative impact?
Well, to me, it would be a parent choice that they would have to make if it moves. They could follow the program, or they have a choice of staying at Como as far as the program. But what I'm saying is, it will be what the parents think as far as what that positive or negative choice is. I mean, I understand what you're asking, but we can't determine what parents are going to say if the program moves, that they're going to follow.
No. I understand that, but what I'm asking is, so the students have been in the program. If they choose not to continue on, they just lose all of what they have received thus far. They don't,
Yes, ma'am.
there's nothing, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So that's time that they have spent in the program that they would have lost. For the ones who, the 12 or the 93, who would then, if the program were to move, would then be grandfathered in, particularly the 12. So would they have to provide their own transportation because to get to the school? Because they then would not have had any any control over the program moving, but they would want to stay in the same program.
We will, just as we offer satellite location to the Magnet Academy for those 12, there's a satellite stops. The satellite stop would move from going where it's become now and drive to Acadiana High.
So transportation would be provided for them. They would,
For the Magnet Academy students, yes,
it
ma'am.
wouldn't be on the parent.
For the Magnet Academy students, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
Demonstrating. Any other board comment? Madam Secretary, we call for the vote.
Mr. Hidalgo,
Yes.
Mr. Bergeron,
Yes.
Mr. Lejeune,
Yes.
Mr. Davidson,
Yes.
Mr. Edmond,
No.
Ms. Trahan,
No.
Ms. LeBeau,
Yes.
and Mr. Lochley.
Yes.
6 for, 2 against. Motion carries.
I'm gonna apologize to my board and those that had nothing to do with anything for that outburst, but it kind of bothers me when somebody questions my defense of this country, especially when I had to leave a wife and a 6-year-old the first time to go to the Middle East. So maybe watch your comments on Facebook, people. Not that I care about what that person had to say, but you're right. But to my board, I apologize. To those of you in the audience, I apologize. And for the ones that the shoe fits, wear it.
Thank you, Mr. Ledger. All right, our next agenda item that was pulled was 3.3. Mr. Hidalgo.
I'll make a motion.
3.3.
I'll make a motion. 3.3, that Mr. Vice President, that the board approve the proposed amendment to policy file BC school board meeting as shown above in the description.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Latchley, a second by Ms. LeBeau. Do we have any public comment? Any public comment?
Good evening, my name is Sarah Bennett, and I would like to speak regarding the proposed amendment to the policy BC concerning electronic communication during executive sessions. I actually support portions of this policy change. I support stronger safeguards for executive sessions, clearer expectations regarding electronic communication, and measures intended to prevent executive sessions from becoming a way to circumvent Louisiana open meeting laws. But I think the public also deserves to acknowledge the obvious question that the policy raises. Why is this policy necessary in the first place? This amendment specifically references concerns involving unlawful quorum communication, improper electronic communication during executive sessions, misuse of executive sessions, and violation of the open meeting laws. Those are serious concerns. And for quite some time now, members of this community have been raising concerns about transparency, communication, and accountability involving this board and district leadership. At the time, many people were dismissed as dramatic or unreasonable for questioning how decisions were being made. Yet now this board is proposing a policy that explicitly recognizes the exact kinds of concerns that the public has been talking about. That matters, because whether intentional or not, this policy reads as an acknowledgement that there are legitimate transparency concerns serious enough to require additional safeguards and enforcement mechanisms. And frankly, the public has reason to be concerned. Personally, I have reached out to my own board representative, Ms. Mason, numerous times since 2023 regarding concerns affecting our schools and communities. I have requested dialogue, asked questions, proposed alternatives, and followed up multiple times asking questions to acknowledge that my emails were received. I have never received a response. And that is especially troubling considering she is not only my elected representative, but also the president of the board. So what are constituents supposed to do when their own representative refuses to communicate with them? They email other board members, hoping someone will listen. And unfortunately, some members of the public who have done that have instead been met with dismissive, combative, and unprofessional responses through email and social media, particularly from Mr. Britt Lochley. And I have exhibits of this is how you speak to people.
Ma'am, it's nothing to do with the agenda item.
Yes, it is.
No,
It's
ma'am.
about-
No, ma'am. Come on.
Okay.
You got 44 seconds.
That does not build trust, it destroys it. So while I support stronger transparency measures and stronger guardrails surrounding executive sessions, I hope this board understands something very clearly. This issue is not just electronic devices in executive session. This issue is that the community no longer trusts the board and district administration that too often appears insulated from public accountability. If this policy is truly intended to improve transparency and restore confidence, then it cannot stop here. The public wants openness, accountability, and meaningful engagement before decisions are made. The public wants reassurance that executive sessions or behind-the-scenes communications are not being used to circumvent the spirit of open government. Quite honestly, this parent needs stronger guidance and stronger safeguards to rein in what many people now view as a runaway board and district office operating without the vision
Thank you,
and
ma'am.
accountability to the public it serves.
Thank you. Any other public comment? Do we have any board comment? Yes, sir, Mr. Devlin.
Thank you, Mr. Acting President. I'd like to ask a couple of questions before I make comments. I know Mr. Lachele and Ms. Mason's name on this item, but maybe the superintendent or somebody else could speak to. Why is this coming before the board? What's the purpose of this to come before the board?
We were asked to put this on the agenda, and like anything else, we put it.
I'm going to address that, Mr. Alvin. I've been on this board, I'm going on my 12th year. And I know for a fact, years back, things have come out of executive session that were said in public. Okay? And I'm not going to say this is going to pain you, but Ms. Bennett, we actually agree on something. The part of having cell phones in an executive session, when what is in there stays in there, and the open meetings laws, and after reading this policy that another board has and so forth and so on, is just one more safeguard, in my opinion. Okay? I get it. You made the comment, we're all grown adults, and we are. But there comes a point in time where sometimes you just have to go above and beyond. And I want the public to know that when we go into executive session, what is spoken in there stays in there, no matter what. And I'm not accusing anybody on this board or past boards, but you served on a board when stuff got out of executive session. I just don't think people ought to be on their phones in executive session. I have no problem with leaving it right here. In fact, I don't even play on mine during the meeting. I'll check it, just in case. And unless it says first wife on it, she is my first wife. I don't bother with it. Now, if she texts me during the board meeting, we got a problem. Her mother, she texted me one board meeting, her mother passed away. And she said, don't leave, nothing you can do. The only time this thing's happened is 12 years. So it's just a matter, it's just another level. And I don't think we break open meetings laws. We don't try to prevent it. I'm even a little more careful, especially when I was president, to try to explain things just a little better. Do we make mistakes? Yes. Will we continue to make mistakes? Yes. But this is behind closed doors. The public is not there. We have a policy on executive session, and I just believe it's one more layer. And by not supporting this, why wouldn't you? If you're not doing anything wrong, then the shoe doesn't fit. And I don't think anybody is doing anything wrong, but I have no problem with leaving that phone right here. And the public's going to know that phone stays here because what goes on in there stays in there.
Appreciate that. I have a couple questions in the statement. I appreciate that. I mean, I don't disagree with your idea behind it. But sharing what's in executive session with anyone has its own set of ethical issues. And I can be in executive session with no phone, walk out of executive session, pick up my phone, and say the same thing I would have said 5 minutes earlier if I want to break ethics rules. I need to know from the attorneys how is this enforceable? Listen, I don't need to be babysat. I told you that earlier. And I'll tell you right now what I think is happening. We're creating more opportunity for the type of stuff that's happening right now on social media about you breaking your own policies. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if I'm in executive session and my phone is stowed away and on silent and all the rules, and it rings, and I choose to look at it, and it's one of my daughters or a family member, I'm going to take my phone, walk out the room, and answer it. And I don't care what you do about it to me. So you're setting us up we are going to be setting ourselves up for more of this social media nonsense that we're receiving now, because there is nothing against me being able to communicate with you via text, phone, or in person. We can't do it with 5 of us about business. That's a misnomer. Now, it's funny because when this Como thing was going on, I had umpteen people calling me you need to try to convince your fellow board members not to vote for this. It's okay for me to do that, but it's not okay for me to talk to you about other things. So I think we're creating more of that nonsense, and I'd like to know, how is this going to be enforceable, and what's the penalty if somebody answers their phone? I do not get on my phone during executive session. I don't believe I ever have, and I have no intention to do so. I don't want to create more red tape. Can someone answer that?
No, Mr. Hammonds, I know you didn't prepare it, but we have Ms. Chrétien that's here in the audience. If you could come to the mic.
Sure. So just to
Just state your name, please.
Bianca Chrétien, an attorney with Kinetic Law. Mr. Hidalgo, you mentioned number 1, being able to take a phone call, step out and someone calls your daughter, your wife, whoever. Nothing in the policy as it's amended prevents you from doing that. In fact, there's a section in there that says that's exactly what you should do. That says that you can do that. Step outside and take your phone call if you need to. You asked about how is this enforced. The very last paragraph of the amendment talks about the presiding officer being authorized to either ask this person to, if they believe that they're misusing their communication device in executive session, to discontinue using that device, or if it's some type of repeat offense, that someone continues to use their device, and not to, because there's a exception about if you need documents about something that's being talked about, you can pull out your device and pull up those documents. So it will be up to your presiding officer, whoever that may be, to enforce the policy, ask that person to stop, or to, again, if it's willful or it's continued, to censure that person. And that applies to even your counsel. If I were to go in executive session with you and I'm using my cell phone, not for one of the purposes outlined, you have the right to ask me to stop.
Thank you. My final comment, Mr. Acting President. We have enough policies already enough stuff in our policies already. I think this is respectfully just kind of nonsense, and it really means nothing. I think that if someone does break rules or laws or ethics rules, then they'll be held accountable. And so I don't know. I'm sorry I wasted so much time on this topic. These kind of things, I just wonder where do we come up with these things sometimes?
Thank you, Mr. Hidalgo. Mr. Boardroom?
Yeah, so when I got this, I read through it and was trying to figure it out. But from a guy who does cybersecurity work, I'm more worried about if we actually, not intentional, but what about unintentional? Like we've all butt dialed somebody, right? Like it happens. And if we're talking about someone's medical issues, because sometimes we talk about workers' comp claims or whatever, like that opens us up to a bigger liability than just violating the privilege of executive session. Now we have another issue we have to deal with where we potentially leak someone's sensitive information that does not need to be public and can't be made public. So I agree, Mr. Hidalgo. I'm like my predecessor, Mr. Centani, where I'm like, the administrative policy will be the death of us one day because we have so much of it, and he's not a fan of what we used to call it, bureaucracy, creating bureaucracy. But at some point, we do have to protect other individuals' information that we discuss. It's not about us. And that's what, I was thinking about it while we were bringing it up. Like, What else? What other things are we not thinking about with it? But my thing is more unintentionally. Like, I don't think anybody would intentionally leak stuff out of here. I don't think, I trust all of you guys for the most part. But if they accidentally, I do, for the most part. Like, hey, as far as I can throw you. But it's a blanket statement. But the issue I have is, like, it can unintentionally happen. And the only way to prevent it from unintentionally happening is you open your desk drawer, you leave it in there, and you walk in there. If it take, most of the time it takes 5 minutes, and we're back out. So, well, I do respect the fact that, like, emergencies do happen, all right? And it's the same concerns we brought up when we had to ban cell phones in high schools, in schools, because that's outside of our control. But, what happens in the event of emergency and everything. So I get the issues. I agree with Ms. Hidalgo that, like, we should be careful about which policies we put on the books, but I'm very concerned that if we unintentionally leak someone's personal information, that we'll be held more liable than just the executive session issues.
Mr. Edmond?
Mr. VP, Mr. Hidalgo took my question. I was going to ask legal to come up and give some explanation on that as well.
Thank you, sir. Ms. LeBeau?
Yeah, and I'm sure Bianca, class of 2004 LSU Law School. Attorney-client privilege is a privilege, and it can be very easily lost. And so I think I appreciate this policy coming into play. I think there might be a little hyperbole here because most of the time executive session is 10 minutes at the most. Other than the settlement negotiations the other night, which is very much the exception to the rule, we're out in 5-10 minutes. So I don't think it's asking too much to put another layer of protection over executive session. Hopefully, make sure that we don't in any way violate or lose our attorney-client privilege, because as you said, sometimes it's very sensitive information that's being shared about third parties in there that we're in lawsuits with, or medical information, HIPAA. We want to make sure that we're preserving all of the integrity of that information in the executive session room, and it's at the most usually 5 to 10 minutes. So I appreciate, Bianca, you explaining that how we arrived at this draft of it, and I think that really, I understand that we all have full-time jobs and we all have families, and there are a lot of things that arise, but I think in the 5-10 minutes that we're usually in the executive session, making sure our phones are put away and we're focusing on the agenda at hand is probably the best use of our time and best service for the public. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. LeBeau. Any other board comment? Thank you, Ms. Kratian. Appreciate it. We have no other board comment. Madam Secretary, call for the vote.
Mr. Lochley?
Yes.
Ms. LeBeau?
Yes.
Mr. Hidalgo?
No.
Ms. Trahan?
Yes.
Mr. Bergeron?
Yes.
Mr. Edmond?
No.
Mr. Lejeune?
Yes.
Mr. Davidson?
Yes.
6 for, 2 against, motion carries.
Before we move on to agenda item 4.1, we have a couple of resolutions that we'd like to read. And the first one is dealing with Teacher Appreciation Week, which was last week. So I'll read that one, and Ms. Trahan, you're going to read the nurses, okay? All right, whereas education and knowledge are the foundation of the current and future strength of the United States, whereas teachers and other education staff have earned and deserve the respect of their students and communities for the selfless dedication of the teachers and staff to community service and the futures of the children of the United States, whereas teachers personify America's belief that universal public education is a key to meeting the challenges of our changing world, and teachers strive to make every classroom an exciting, productive place to learn and grow. And whereas teachers reach out to foster the well-being of each student, regardless of ability, social or economic background, race, ethnic origin, or religion, whereas the purposes of National Teacher Appreciation Week, celebrated from May 4th, 2026 through May 8th, 2026, are number one, to raise the public awareness of the unquantifiable contributions of teachers, and two, to promote greater respect and understanding for the teaching profession. whereas students, schools, communities, and a number of organizations representing educators are recognizing the importance of teachers during National Teacher Appreciation Week. Therefore, be it resolved that the Lafayette Parish School Board, number one, thanks the teachers of Lafayette Parish School System, and number two, promotes the profession of teaching and the contributions of educators by encouraging students, parents, school administrators, and public officials to recognize National Teacher Appreciation Week. Again, I'd like to thank all the teachers for what you do in each and every day for our students. Ms. Strahan?
Thank you. Resolution 05-026-2176, National School Nurse Day. Whereas children are the future, and by investing in them today, we are ensuring our world for tomorrow, and whereas all students have a right to have their health needs safely met while in the school setting, and whereas children today face more complex and life-threatening health problems requiring care in school, and whereas school nurses have served a critical role in improving public health and ensuring students' academic success for more than 100 years, and whereas school nurses are professional nurses that advance the well-being, academic success, and lifelong achievements of all students by serving on the front lines and providing a critical safety net for our nation's most fragile children. And whereas school nurses act as a liaison to the school community, parents, and health care providers on behalf of children's health by promoting wellness and improving health outcomes for our community's children. And whereas school nurses are members of school-based mental health teams, and whereas school nurses understand the link between health and learning and are in a position to make a positive difference for children every day. Therefore, be it resolved that the Lafayette Parish School Board celebrates and acknowledges the accomplishments of school nurses everywhere and their efforts of meeting the needs of today's students by improving the delivery of health care in our schools, and offers gratitude to school nurses who contribute to our community by helping students stay healthy in school and ready to learn, and keeping parents and guardians at work, not just on this National School Nurse Day, but at every opportunity through the year. Be it further resolved that the Lafayette Parish School Board does hereby designate the day of May 6, 2026 as National School Nurse Day, and strongly encourages all members of our community to join with it in personally expressing appreciation to our school nurses for their dedication and devotion to their work. Give them a round of applause. To all school nurses out there, thank you for keeping all of our students so well cared for. Appreciate you.
And then we have agenda item 4.1, discussion and/or action concerning pending litigation in the matter of Suzanne Lajeune et al. Versus Lafayette Parish School Board et al. Suite number C202-61673, Division B, 15th Judicial District Court, Parish of Lafayette.
Mr. Vice President, I'd like to make a motion, I'm sorry, Roddy, to request to enter into executive session pursuant to Louisiana Revised Statute 42:17, A2, to discuss the pending litigation in the matter of Suzanne Lajeune versus et al. Versus Lafayette Parish School Board et al. Suit number C202-61673, Division B, 15th JDC, Parish of Lafayette.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Ms. LeBou, second by Mr. Bazeron to enter into executive session. Do we have public comment? Any public comment? Do we have any board comment? Madam Secretary, call for the vote.
Ms. Bergeron,
Yes.
Mr. Edmond,
Yes.
Mr. Hidalgo,
Yes.
Ms. Trahan,
Yes.
Ms. LeBeau, Mr. Bottomley,
Yes.
Mr. Davidson,
Yes.
and Mr. LeJeune.
Yes.
8 for, none against, motion carries.
All opposed, say nay. All right, we're back in regular session.
Mr. Acting President, I move that we accept recommendation of council regarding item 4.1.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Hidalgo and a second by Mr. Bergeron. All those in favor? Oh, sorry, public comment, sorry, public comment? Any public comment? No public comment? All right, all those in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. All right, that's our last item on the agenda. The meeting is adjourned.